Thanks for stopping by What's New Barbecue. In today's video, we're going to be rolling with two different pits. I'm going to break out the ugly drum smoker. We're going to toss 2 racks of St. Louis style ribs on there from Matador prime steak, and I'll show you what those ribs look like here in a little bit. And then on our second pit, we're going to put an 11-pound brisket, a USDA prime brisket, on the Traeger, and we're going to be using some oak pellets on the Timberline today. And on the ugly drum smoker, we're smoking with hickory. So if this is y'all's first time stopping by, make sure you hit that subscription button down below so you don't miss out on awesome videos like this in the future. And make sure to hit that bell as well. Y'all stick around and we'll get right to it. Cheers, y'all. Alright guys, we have our St. Louis style ribs here from Matador prime steak that we're going to be working with today. I always love barbecuing with these ribs there that they have there. We're going to be using the bacon barbecue rub from Meat Church on one rack, and then some smoky habanero from Heaven Made Products on the other rack. And over here we have our USDA prime brisket, and I did notice a little bit up here that I want to do trimming on. Aside from that, we're going to leave a lot of this good fat on it, and then we're going to get it seasoned up with Holy Cow from Meat Church, just a healthy coating of that. But let's go ahead and get this brisket trimmed up and get all this seasoned up with our dry rubs, and then we'll head out to the cookers. Alright guys, we got this brisket all seasoned up with the Holy Cow. That's going to make a great bark. And over here, like I was showing y'all, we went ahead and hit 1 rack of ribs with some smoky habanero from Heaven Made Products. And then this back rack of ribs right here with some bacon barbecue from Meat Church. Alright, let's go ahead and get out back and get these tossed on the pits. Alright, the Traeger has came up to temperature. We're cooking right at 210 degrees with the super smoke until the bark starts setting in a little better. Let's go ahead and get this brisket tossed on to the middle rack. I already took the top rack out, so we have plenty of clearance. Alright guys, we got these St. Louis style ribs all seasoned up and the seasoning sweat in nicely. We're going to go ahead and open up the ugly drum and get these ribs tossed on. I'm excited to use the ugly drum again. It's been a little bit. I love ribs off of it. Man, it's smelling good out here. Let me go ahead and bring y'all in and show you what the ribs look like. Can't wait to give these a try. Let's go ahead and get the lid shut down so they can start cooking. And I will update y'all as we spritz the ribs, and I'll keep you posted on the brisket. Alright y'all, we are at the hour mark, and I'm not going to open up either of the pits. I just want to show y'all what the temperatures are running. And on the UDS, as you can see, we're running right above 260 degrees on the pit. And we've got a good amount of hickory smoke trailing out. And over here on the Traeger, we're rolling right around 217 degrees with an automatic setting of 210 degrees. I know there's a glare there. Let me see here. I'm gonna bump this up to 215 degrees, and we're still rolling super smoke mode. I will keep y'all posted as we go throughout the cooks, and next time we'll be spritzing these ribs. Alright guys, we are at the next hour mark, and we're gonna take the lid off of this ugly drum smoker and see how our ribs are looking. It smells absolutely great out here. Man, look at that color. We're gonna go ahead and spray them with some cran apple juice, just to make sure they stay nice and juicy. Man, there's just something about having some barbecue right over some direct coals and wood chunks that really brings out some great barbecue flavors. You can see the pullback's already starting to happen. Man, I'm gonna go ahead and get this lid shut down so these ribs can keep on cooking, and I will update y'all on them as they keep rolling. But we're also gonna take a look at the brisket for the first time. Golly, look at those ribs. We're going to go ahead and get the lid put on the ribs here and let them keep cooking. Time to check on the brisket. We're rolling right under 215 degrees on the pit, and it is at 108 degrees internal. And we're actually going to spritz this brisket with the cran apple juice as well, just to make sure it stays nice and juicy. Looking good. The bark's not setting yet, of course. It's still real early in the cook. But I'm going to go ahead and get the lid shut on this and let it keep cooking. Look at that. It smells absolutely great. And what I am going to do as well is go ahead and crank this up to 220 degrees. And that still allows us to stay in the super smoke mode. And I will update y'all in another hour. Hang tight. We're at the 3-hour mark, and we are running right at 257 degrees in the pit, and it's smelling great with that hickory smoke rolling. We're going to go ahead and get this lid taken off. Got a nice bit of smoke rolling in the pit, and we're going to go ahead and spray this down with some cran apple juice. Man, these are looking awesome. Got some great pullback. Like I said earlier, I love ribs on the ugly drum smoker. Wow, smells awesome. We're gonna go ahead and get the lid shut down on this one and get the probe put back in and let it keep cooking. And over here on the Traeger, wow, look at that. We're going to go ahead and spray it down as well. Make sure it stays nice and juicy throughout the cook. It's got a nice color building up on it. We're really wanting to get a nice smoke flavor early on, and then we'll crank up the heat. I'm going to go ahead and get this shut down, and we will update y'all when we're taking a peek at the ribs next. Alright y'all, it's been an hour later, and we're about to sauce these ribs up for the last portion of the cook. And we're going to use 1934 barbecue sauce, the smoked version. I just tasted a little bit just straight out of the bottle, and it tasted great, so I decided to roll with that. Man, it's smelling amazing out here, guys. Let me go ahead and get this ugly drum smoker opened up. And we're rolling right under 240 degrees on the pit. Man, check that out. Wow. Nice color. It smells great. And we got about 30 minutes left before these ribs are all done. And this basting process with this barbecue sauce is just the last icing on the cake. Man. Wow. I don't want to put a whole lot on here, but just a little extra barbecue sauce here just to get a little extra flavor profile. That smoke smells great. Reminder, we're rolling with hickory wood on the UDS. Smells amazing. And on to our next rack of ribs. Look at that color on these ribs, guys. That's looking perfect. Get our sauce on there so it can set. Make a nice flavor crust profile on our ribs there for the end. Wow. Like I said, we have about 30 minutes left before these ribs are done. And I just wanted to hit them with some sauce towards the end, just for a nice little final flavor bite. Those are looking perfect. I'm going to go ahead and get this lid shut down and keep cooking. There we go. And then let's go ahead and check on the brisket. Can't wait to see what this brisket's looking like. Wow, look at that. We're gonna hit it with some more cran apple juice like we've been doing. That color is looking beautiful. Smells awesome. We're using oak over here on this brisket, reminder. Man, that's looking pretty. We're gonna get that shut down and crank this up to 260 degrees, and I will update y'all here in a little bit. Alright guys, these ribs are ready to roll. They're done. We're going to go ahead and grab these racks off the smoker here and get them tossed right onto the cutting board. Look at that. And the next one right here. I'm going to go ahead and get these wrapped up with some foil and let them rest. Alright y'all, I just wanted to show y'all I'm going to go ahead and dial back to 215 degrees, and we're going to return to the super smoke mode until we get to 160 degrees internal. And as you can see, we're at 144 degrees. I feel like the bark set fairly well, and so while we're under 160 degrees internal, let's go ahead and super smoke this brisket. It's looking great. I'm going to go ahead and get this shut down, and I will update y'all at 160 degrees when we're wrapping it up. Alright guys, let's take a peek at this brisket and see how we're looking. Wow. Check that color out. Wow. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get this off the pit for a little bit and wrap it in some foil with a little bit of beef broth, and I will update y'all when we hit 200 degrees internal, and we'll take a look at it and give it a taste. I'd say we got a good bark set on this brisket. Man, check out that. That's a nice color and everything. Alright guys, let's give it a taste. Alright guys, we got our brisket all rested up and it's just chilling on the cutting board. And as you can see, we got a great bark turned out on here, even with a pellet smoker. I'm going to go ahead and start slicing into it so we can give it a try. And we're going to start right here because you can tell the grains are going this way, so we're going to go against the grain there. Very tender. Man. Oh yeah, that's going to be good. Let me give y'all a little peek of how it is. Got a nice smoke ring, not sure if you can see that or not. Nice bend. Let me bring y'all in for a closer look so y'all can see the smoke ring and everything. I'm just going to keep cutting some slices, and I'm actually going to let my nephew Braden give y'all the taste test here in a second. Look at how tender that is though. You can see that bark set well. It's juicy. Alright guys, like I said, my nephew Braden here. Say hi, Braden.
Hi.
He's going to try out this brisket and let y'all know what he thinks. Take a piece and see what you think, buddy. Well, it looks tender.
That's good.
Alright guys, it's time to do a taste test. I got one rib from each rack, and then I got me a nice fatty piece of the brisket. Man, that looks great. I don't know which rib is which, but I'll be able to tell when I take a bite. It turned out great. Got a nice smoke ring on them. Good bark. Never let down by ribs on the Ugly Drum smoker. Let's give it a taste. Now that's a good bite. That tasted really good. That's got to be that bacon barbecue from Meat Church. It's got a nice sweet and salty with a little bit of pepper flavor in there at the end, but overall nice flavor profile. Let's give the smoky habanero ribs a try. Damn. These ribs are not messing around, guys. But let's go ahead and get to the real MVP, the brisket. Turned out perfect. Here we go. That pepper flavor is where it's at when I'm making a brisket. And that Holy Cow from Meat Church, it's got that on lockdown. This brisket's perfect. These ribs are great. I'm going to go ahead and keep eating. Until next time, y'all keep on barbecuing. Good shit.
Grilling as you reminisce the good old days, checking temperature on the smoker gauge, cheersing as the sun goes down. Just a guy being from a small town. Check what's new, Barbie.